Go.
Okay, let me just sort this command here so I can execute. Rebar 3,
Yeah, so long story
LFA.
short, because it's been a while since we recorded this, we spent some time doing more bindings for the Rescript stuff, and everybody wanted to die. So the solution to that was to change gears into the backend and just have like a plain old HTML with buttons to play the
And
game.
then we will want to die on the backend too. So
Really? I thought this would be way more
I
pleasant.
I hope so. I'm not sure if it will be, but let's see. So
Um,
I think we need to start to make some goals, but let me explain what we have and at least show, right? So I was doing with Marinho basically this, and then we realized like we were looking at the cowboy, like how to do a cowboy server on Erlang and trying to translate to LFA. But
why?
then we realized that the thing that we did already kind of has that. We just needed to change a couple of things that I don't remember what they were,
No,
and they're
but there
probably in the
is a
code somewhere.
website with LFA tutorials specifically with cowboy tutorial.
Is there? I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
If
find it.
Marinho didn't if Marinho didn't show you that, he failed the mission.
Well, I didn't see that. I didn't find that when I was searching. So, but anyway, like the syntax is not the problem. We were just getting used to it. Uh,
No, the syntax is not
Making
the problem, but there was a
translations.
copy pastable thingy.
Yeah, but man, like if you have their lane code, you can translate, right? That's what we were mainly focused on. Like, how can we represent their Erlang structures in LFA? So, for example, this year,
Yeah,
uh,
it's the first link on GitHub. LFA cowboy examples.
so this is a list. For example, we can make tuples with the tuple constructor, or simply with the hashtag on the front.
Wait, this is
Um,
a function that is called content types provided in the snake case. Then
so
we have a
essentially
request in the
this is
state.
an Erlang handler, right? So let me go back to the main.
I see. I see. I see what you guys did.
I think it is server.
I actually don't.
Yeah.
I don't have any memory anymore.
Think. Hello. Did I change that somewhere? Nope. Server app. Where's my module? Hello. Oh, the module is handler. Okay, so it is this file.
No,
It's
okay.
full of trash. The other file. This is what we want essentially. So we cleaned it up to just be this. Uh,
Um.
so how Cowboy works is that you dispatch a. You need to make a router. So to ping a route. Ignore this. This is a pattern essentially, but hit this handler, and then each handler has its own behavior that it needs to define. So you need a init, you need the content types you provide, and what you will do when you hit each content type.
Could you
So let me
explain what
do.
the heck's going on with that those backticks and those hashtags and commas?
This is just to so the backtick is for you creating a semi-evaluated
Okay, so this
thing,
is the.
right? So
Uh huh.
this is to basically have the rec and the state in here. Essentially, that's it. This is a tuple. So this is a
Yeah.
tuple. It's a triplet actually. It's the what you do with each content type and the request state, so you can it's immutable, right? So you need to
Yeah,
pass
but
it over.
what the heck is the thing on the top? Is that like what are those hashtags doing in there?
That's the syntax of a tuple.
Ah, that's just syntax for tuples.
This is the syntax of a tuple. This is the syntax of another tuple, and this is the syntax of a bit string.
Wait, so the first tuple that you have is a triplet with this whole blob, then the
Let me
rec, then the
translate this to
state.
Erlang. In Erlang, you will do this, right? This is a tuple,
Yeah.
right? In LFA, it is this. Oops, that's a tuple.
Sure.
So those are the
Okay,
same
so there
thing.
are many tuples in there. I see.
Yeah, each
Okay.
element is a tuple of what's the content type you want. So if I send a curl with application JSON, it will give me back a JSON. So it will hit this, which is this, right, function,
Yeah.
which receives a request and a state, and it provides a body back. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the XML, well, the HTML does this, right? Whatever. You got
What
the
what are
idea.
we missing to have something on the browser in the browser?
Well, nothing. This already works.
Oh, okay. Can you demonstrate? Or do you need to share the like? It's bad
I
to
can.
demonstrate.
I just need to start everything. So
How
let
do
me
you
copy
start
here
everything? I
quickly.
think that's a good way to introduce
Yeah. So
myself.
you need to load a couple of garbage. So you need to load these first of all. Ah, of course. Trash. There we go.
Oh, I see. I see the problem.
This.
Do you need to do that every time?
Right now, I just could make it work doing this. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to do it every time.
Okay.
And then in the end, we just do server, which is application sure started server. So it should be running. Now, if we hit whatever we put here, because I don't remember, uh, what was the port? Oh, here,
4040.
4040.
Okay, could you do that via Emacs? Because, well, sharing the screen in
I
your
can,
setup
yes.
is kind of trash.
EWW.
So localhost 4040 slash done.
There we go.
Hello world as text. Okay.
So
Um, okay, so I guess the next step with this done is to
is to make the
essentially,
logic for
well,
Mahjong.
no, not only the logic, but I would also like to talk about how are we what's gonna be the strategy? Like, how many endpoints are we going to have? Are we gonna do query parameters for anything? What are we gonna do?
I, I, s- I think we should go with the YOLO strategy.
I'm not familiar with that one. Could you elaborate?
Yeah, the YOLO strategy means you just do things on
No.
demand
Oh,
and you
YOLO
start
is
doing.
like the most ad hoc thing ever. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, okay.
Man, let's try to do like a very basic structure for the game. So, how does Mahjong work? Let's think about the game. So, let me open my browser here, and
Wait, before doing that, shouldn't we like discuss how I'm gonna hold state inside the server?
let's see how the game works, and then we derive that. So, Mahjong Online. Come on,
Man,
how can I get
the
the
fact
game off?
that you're doing that on EMX.
Where else
Ah,
would I do it?
damn.
www
Yeah,
Google.
because one of the things that I wanted Marinho and you to talk about is how are we gonna model the data structures inside the server so you can replicate the game.
Activate JavaScript to continue researching. Key. Uh, duck,
I think we
go.
should
We
just
want to
go
search
to
for.
Wikipedia Mahjong, man.
Oh yeah, good idea. Uh, Wikipedia. Go there. Probably if I searched, I would find it, but whatever. Mahjong.
This is the least machine dream, people, for the recording. This is what they have envisioned.
This is what they took away from us. Yes. So okay, there's very complicated stuff. Let's look at Richie. Oh, so by the way, this is how they do it. You see,
I actually have no idea what the heck is that image, but okay.
it's a machine that shuffles the pieces and basically elevates the pieces and then builds a your hand. You see,
That's fancy as fuck, but
that's
okay.
very fancy. Yes, um, it's L. Okay, so okay, that's what I wanted. Perfect. So the mahjong tiles. We have suits and we have uh, well, let's go over the suits first. So mahjong is basically a tile-based game where it's like poker in a sense.
Yeah,
So your goal is to make powerful hands that will abide by some constraints. So namely, uh, some constraints like, for example, the you can't you can use a piece that depends on the rules, okay? But you can't use a piece that's on the board that you discarded previously, and you make a use that as a suit in your hand. For example, you can do some things like that. So we have some constraints, but essentially you build a hand with some powerful combinations where generally that's not always the case. There's some variations, but generally you would want uh, 4 sets of 3 and a pair of duplicated pieces. So for example, what is the 3 pieces? It can be the same piece 3 times. Like for example, this what's this, man? I don't even remember what bird is this. That's a peacock. I think that's a peacock. So
Okay.
uh, if you have 3 of these, then you made a suit. But this is one of the bamboo. So if you have 1, 2, and 3, it's also valid. You see?
Hmm.
If you have these 3 here, it's valid. If you have 3 of these, it's also valid. Okay?
Sure.
Um, so basically, it's 14, right, in your hand. So it's 3 times, yeah, it's 3 times 4, right? So 4
12.
combinations. Yeah, that's 12 plus 2, right? So
Sure.
that's 14.
Sure.
Uh, and then the other combination needs necessarily to be 2 repeated pieces. So like 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, whatever.
Wait,
And
you
of
have
course
to
they
you
have
have to form all of those
one.
combinations to win the game?
Yes,
Fuck. Okay.
yes, that's a hard part of the game.
Okay.
And then you have different suits that you can build, and each of them have a. There's some other combinations. Like for example, you can make a hand of only pairs. That's also possible. That's very hard, and that gives you a lot of points, but you can. Um, there's
Uh-huh.
also one that you combine with the Dora piece, and then you get bonus essentially if you incorporate the piece, which is like a Joker, kind of like that, but it doesn't behave like goes with any piece. It is its own piece, but it gives you more points. You see, so it's like a bonus. Uh, and then we have these groups here, which is pin, bamboo, and characters. So pin are these. So you literally just look at the amount that you have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't need to say that if you're doing combinations, 9 and 0 are and 1 are the worst, right? For
Wait.
obvious reasons, because you can't combine them with another piece here on the left, you see, or on the
No.
right.
Wait. Why can't you combine the
For
1 and the 9?
example, 4 I can combine with a sequence of 2, 3, 4, or a sequence with 4, 5, 6.
Ah, okay. The
1
reason
I
it's
can only
bad is
combine with
because
a
one you
sequence
cannot
of
go
1, 2, 3.
backwards. I see.
Exactly. Because it doesn't combine with 9, right? 1 and 1 on 9. It's not a
Yeah.
linked list.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is.
yeah. It's not like a circle. Like what's
It's not
they
an
called?
Ouroboros, right?
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the second is the bamboo, which is literally just count again. You can see these red things here.
Yeah, I
So,
can
but
see
that's the
the
same.
red things,
You
yeah.
can count. It's just to differentiate, right? Um, and then you have the numbers, which is like numbers in I think kanji, right? You just like up until here, it's easy. You can memorize, but then here I mean, you can induce, right? But from here you need to memorize essentially.
Okay, I have another question. Why do we have sets of different colors? Like why do we have the bamboo one and the kanji one? Do those matter? What is the difference?
They are their own suits, so you can't make a sequence of them scrambled.
Oh, you
So if
cannot
you have
mix and match.
a true bamboo, you can only use a one bamboo. You can only use bamboo pieces. You can't use like a character.
So okay, so it is
I mean, you
like
can.
poker, but there are less possibilities.
Um. Well, I'm not sure what you understood on that because I can have 3 of these and another pair of 3 of these.
Yes, of course, but you are only working with sequences. In poker,
Yes.
repetitions are fine, like three aces, for example. Here, you
That
cannot do that because if
yes,
you
you
cannot
can't.
mix max and the suits.
Yes, you cannot.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Uh, the others, there's other pieces too. So there's these pieces, but they're like from other kinds. But anyway, so you have the wings, right? So I don't think it's worth for us to get too much into the wings right now because they are like more advanced stuff and depends on the rotation of the table. But
Damn.
essentially, they have north, south, west, and east, and the wind will basically impact what's the piece that each player. So mahjong, by the way, Richi mahjong, Japanese. You need to play with 4 people essentially. There's some adaptations of the game to play with 2, but the correct approach is play with 4 people. Uh, so essentially, you have the the winds, and you can only use the wind of your either the wind of the table or your wind. If you use any of those, it's massive amount of points, but that's very hard because everyone wants it, of course.
What does it mean to say use the wind?
To build a hand with it.
I don't know what that
So
means.
a triplet or a double, a duplicated wind.
Sure,
So
but
you you pick
what?
3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, or 2 of these, oh, 2 of these,
Sure, but why is that called the wind and not like a pair or a triplet?
because you're using wind pieces. That's the only reason.
Oh, so wind is a suit.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
their own. You see,
okay. So and how do the dragons play
but they're hard
into the
because
thing?
they are independent. So you can only mix these with other pieces like this.
Oh, but
You,
that's consistent with everything else. They can't mix and match overall.
no, 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 no. This would be a suit wind, but you can only use wind with another wind of the same category. So like north, I can only use north with north. I can't use north with like west.
Wait. So how many right now? Do we? I'm looking at four blue pieces from the where the cursor is from top to
Mm-hmm.
bottom.
Yeah.
Is that like a direction in the wind?
They
Is
only
it
have 2 possibilities each.
explain?
So if I have a triplet, I can only build a triplet with 2 of these, or 2 of these, or 2 of these, or 2 of these. If I have doubles,
I don't
sorry.
know if you
If I
know
have
this, but I
triplets,
cannot see your mouse. So if you're
oh, you can see
pointing,
my mouse. Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, can you see
yeah,
my cursor
yes, I
blinking?
can see the cursor.
So if I'm building like for this, I can build 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, or 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these. Not one, two, three. I can do this.
Wait, so each one of these blue pieces is a direction in like north, south, and east, and so on.
Yes, but you can only do
Ah,
north, 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 west, 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 or north,
ah.
north.
Okay,
You see?
so the winds they have like they have they are bidimensional or whatever.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay, okay.
And then the last but not least, you have the dragons, which is like the red dragon, the green dragon, and and the white dragon. Um, they are basically very powerful pieces to make points, but basically it's like this. They are again. You can only make. There's some exceptions as far as I know, but let's ignore them for now. Where you can build, yeah, you can build a hand with like 3, the same as wins, right? So it's independent. These or these or these. There's a special thing about dragons, winds, and some combinations, which is when you open your hand. I will not go over that, but now we should. But for now, for us to get started, we don't need to worry about that. Essentially, mahjong is like this: if you have all the pieces in your hand already built, you can beat the game, but only if you throw a Richi. What is a Richi? That's in the Richi mahjong. So yeah, there's these things here. Let me see.
Damn, those are variants.
Man, there's like a lot of rules and weird things, but essentially it's a stick that you throw in the table, and there are multiple kinds of these sticks, but essentially you would throw like a Richi when you only need 1 piece to beat. So
But are you telling
what?
the truth or are you lying?
No, you can't bluff.
You
You need
can't.
if I mean if you can you if you bluff and you don't, and the piece comes and you don't like use it, you can only you need to show your depends on the rules. Depending on the rules, you need to show your hand essentially. Uh,
Okay. Okay, so you're
but
not
not in
supposed to
this
lie
case.
in here. Okay.
No, you're not supposed to lie. But essentially, you need to make a point. If you have 1 point, you can beat the game. How do you get the point? Well, if you only have, if you only need a piece, or if you fill another requirement. For example, if you have a dragon combo opened with your hand open. If you have your hand open, however, you make more points, but you can't throw a Richie. So you need to get points somehow else,
What does it
some other
mean
way.
to throw a Hichi?
Uh, I have a hand like this. I'll do like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All of these here, up until here, they are meeting all the requirements. So
Sure.
let's suppose that I have this combination here. Okay. So this is like triplets, just fine. So they're like triplets in themselves. Something like this, right? So they're
Sure.
triplets in themselves.
Sure.
So you would need to do this combination here, right? So three, 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 two. Uh, in this case, I have just these two, but they're not the same piece. They need to be. So, for example, let's suppose I have the bamboo one. I lost where the image is. Is there a bigger one? Oh, it's this. This. This is a. These are the sticks you have. Ignore all of them. Just think of this one here, okay?
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure.
look at this. Uh, anyway, so oh man, the other variations have like plums, orchids, like it's crazy. Here. So let's suppose that I have this peacock here. So I need another peacock, okay?
Yeah.
So I have this, but let's suppose that 13 is a peacock, but
Wait.
uh,
Pause. How
okay.
many pieces for each suit we have?
How many pieces for each suit? What do you mean?
Yeah, we have a.
Oh, the total. I
Yeah.
think it's. Uh, I think it is 4 of each, if I'm not mistaken.
Four of each piece?
4 or 5, I don't remember.
Damn, that's a lot. But okay.
It is, yes. It is a lot of pieces.
Okay,
Uh,
continue.
but I can get the correct number in a bit. But you have here like 13 and 14. Let's suppose that 13 is a peacock and 14 is a white dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to choose one, right? I either discard the white dragon or the
Or the
peacock.
peacock. Yeah.
So at this point, I can basically say I will throw a reach, so you throw a stick. That gives you a point. With that point, you can beat the game. So if someone discards a peacock, let's suppose that you discard right now the white dragon, okay?
Sure.
I mean, that's actually giving less points. So you discard the peacock because
Sure.
if you keep the white dragon, that gives you more points, okay?
Sure.
Um, so you discard a peacock, and then someone throws a white dragon in their turn, like after you. They don't know you need that. You
Oh,
can
so
pick the
throwing a
white
Hichi
dragon.
doesn't mean opening your hand.
No,
Okay.
opening your hand is something else.
Okay.
So if the person throws a blue dragon, sorry, a red dragon, you can't pick it up. Okay, so you keep going a turn, and then you don't get a white. So there's two possibilities. You either get a white dragon from the stockpile, like the tiles on the board,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a name for that, but I will avoid confusion. Uh, and then another option is someone is discarding a white dragon, and then you pick that white dragon because you that's the only last piece, and you can pick from their hand on the act of their discarding the piece, and then you beat the game. And then what's the difference? If you pick directly from a person, that person loses the points and it transfers to you. If you beat the game from the table, everyone else in the table loses their points equally, and they go to you.
Ah, I don't like that. I thought it would incentivize you to fuck your friends. Okay.
It does.
No, it doesn't
It
because
does.
you are incentivized to use from the table because then you fuck everybody.
No, man.
You
Because
just
think
said.
about this. That's suboptimal because think about this. Someone is atop of you. Like you don't want to beat everyone equally. You need to pair with people to degrade the rating of someone to remove them from the game so you have more chances of winning. That's one strategy. So it's smarter to go after someone first, reduce and like mathematically make it very hard for them to recover, for you to actually go over, get past them and attack bi-directionally. That's much better.
Mm, I
Because think
think I
about this:
see.
you're decreasing from everyone. Everyone is poor, sure, but they can still target you and make you lose all of that again. So that's not a good strategy. But if you're directing at someone and you make them go negative, their chances of recovering are very small.
How
So,
many rounds do this game
ooh,
play?
man, there are rounds that can last hours, like 4 hours, things like that.
Okay.
Uh, I've seen one competition that had 4 rounds, and each round can last like a lot because here's how it works. Um, if no one beats the game and the tiles in the middle of the board, uh, you consume
Deplete?
all of them,
Yeah.
it's a draw. So it start again.
Oh,
So that can happen very often. So if that happens like once in a while, and no one makes like combos that do anything, then it's just like the same and over again. So it can last quite a lot of time.
I
Uh,
see. Well, but anyway, I think this was a very good introduction because now at least I understand what's the goal of the game. Hello, Marinho, by the way. And
Hello,
second of
Marinho.
all, let's
Hello.
start understanding how we keep state on this thing because we're gonna have to model all of those things. We're gonna have to make the
Yes.
table. We're gonna have to make the discard pile. We're gonna have to make
Yeah, each player
actions.
has just one things to keep awareness. Each player has their own graveyard. Uh,
What is the purpose of a graveyard? Can you retrieve
it's
pieces from
for
the
a
graveyard?
footy thing. So footy ten. So furiten is basically a rule in the Japanese mahjong that basically means, depends on what kind of mahjong. I forgot the name of the set of rules, but furiten means like, you're invalidating that piece. It's
Wait.
like so. For example, if you discard a piece like the peacock that I was talking. For example, I have the peacock and the white dragon in this case that I mentioned to you. Let's suppose that I have already discarded a white dragon before because I thought it was going to be useless on the table, on my graveyard.
Sure.
I cannot beat the game with a white dragon.
What is the gain of putting stuff in the graveyard then?
Well, you have to.
Oh, okay. When you
Every turn,
discard,
you
instead of
have to
going to
discard
discard
something
pile,
there.
it goes to their
Every turn, you
graveyard.
have to discard. And that's what makes the game, I think, much better than poker because it gives you hints of what each player has. It's not. It's more about the combinatorial and mathematical proportions that you have on the table. I mean, that's just to some extent, yes. There's also a luck factor in it, but uh, you can actually like look and make best choices, like heuristics about what's on the table. If you can mathematically look at the turns, what has been discarded already, and match probabilities. You see, so mahjong is a
Sure.
classical example of game theory.
No, yeah, I
Uh,
understand that. But anyway, I think I understood the like some of
some of
it.
them.
Let's try to understand how to keep
Nash
state.
equilibrium. That's the name.
Natural equilibrium. That's cool.
No, Nash equilibrium.
Nash
That's
equilibrium. Okay, it's a
yeah.
different
It's
thing.
like when every player. can make the optimal movement essentially.
I see. I see. I see.
So
I see.
anyway, I'll go in a bit. I'll be back in a sec. I
Sure.
don't think I need to push anything.
No, you
If you
don't need
can
to
pick it
push.
up just to at least look and try to run it, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, I can try
Yeah,
doing
just
that.
try to run it. I'll be right back.
Configuration. I'm not sure what though,
You're not sure
because it's
what.
yeah, because it's supposed, if it's configured properly, to start your application when you do just when you call rebar to run the shell or in the repo in this case, right?
Like this? It's doing some stuff, and it failed miserably. And there's some Nix things that nobody cares. And oh boy, we're gonna have to spend some time figuring this shit out.
Ah,
Well, anyway, while we wait for Magenta, do you know? Did you guys like understand how do you save state in this thing?
how do you save state in this thing? Well, if you wanna make a session, usually you represent that as a process, although I never done that with Cowboy, so I'm not sure the specifics.
Yeah, sure, but where do we like where do we define that? I think that's how I would ask that.
Uh, that's a good question. Probably in a separate module because the ones we actually I don't know if that's correct, to be honest.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, that's interesting.
I didn't actually expect Mageta to leave a few minutes after I joined. I was just going to hang out in the background, see you do stuff while I tried to solve this silly puzzle,
Sure.
which is work related, by the
Um,
way.
yeah. Yeah, go do that. It's fine. It's just because, well, uh, I don't know. I know less about it than you guys do, but cool.
I think actually, let me check something real quick. I think I
So
actually
in
had the command
somewhere we are
saved
doing the
here.
database shit somewhere, and then in that this is where you're holding the state on the other one. I just don't know which server server arrow Earl, and then you just do start link server sup init start link. That's not what we want.
Oh, it's actually Lemos. Did you look at the chat? It's actually in the chat.
It is actually in the chat. Let's see. Uh, where?
It's the latest message from me. That's
Um,
the hacky way I did because I was having to restart this thing multiple times to make sure that I got this thing right because I was debugging the initialization. And
but
I got sick of calling those commands in sequence every single time, so I defined this different start function at the bottom.
oh, so you mean this thing?
Yes, that thing, exactly.
Okay, but where are we supposed to call that?
I was calling it in the repo after I brought it up. Rebar 3 LFE repo, if I'm not mistaken, is the command. And then I was just doing, I was calling that start function to start it.
Sure. Yeah, but that's not really what I meant. There is a place that we did in the other thingy that that's the problem. I don't really yeah, this function. This is where we did it, right? This is our state from the other one.
I think so, yes.
So how do we do the same in here? That's the question. Init. Okay, state callback implementation. I have no recollection again. It's always hard to start this thing again. Well, I don't think
Well,
we need any of these things. Well, you have work stuff to do. Go do work stuff. Callback implementation. And there's this thing.
this problem is so dumb.
It happens, brother. It happens. Switch to REST protocol and start executing the state machine. Where is
I'm
the
almost.
state, though?
Where is the state?
That's what I'm trying to ask. Where in the fuck is the state?
Well, usually state is encoded by making a process that loops forever,
No,
and tail
that's not.
calls
Yeah, but
itself, and you.
that's not what I'm calling state. I'm calling state like a map, which is gonna be our struct that we're gonna be keep mutating over and over it.
No,
Well,
no, no, no. Yeah.
mutating in
So
quotes.
no, yeah. So to make state, you start a process which tail calls itself and receives messages, and the state is actually the arguments of the process that it passes to each new iteration.
Yeah, well,
And you can
that.
put a map in there if you want. You can put a struct. You can put whatever, really.
But in the way that I'm talking about it, I think it makes more sense to just say that the state is the map. There are a bunch of examples of cowboy in here. Which one do you think is gonna be more useful? Static world. Yeah, this is definitely the routing, and this is our server app thingy.
I wish people made endpoints that actually took useful things as parameters.
Be careful. Be careful with what you say. Dispatch. Server HTTP port 8080. Dispatch dispatch. And then you have the static world sup, which probably is this.
I'm almost tempted to just say screw it and move all the logic to the front end.
No, don't do I don't think they will like any of that.
Ah,
Children. And then there's the app.source, and there's the world LFA. Oh, wait. This is doing what all dependencies have been started for the application. This is what you said. So this function should actually be in the server LFA thingy.
oh, I see. It's calling ensure all started, not just ensure started. Maybe that's why I was having to call all those functions because I was not using the right one.
Yeah, but what is kind of weird is that look at all of those things. Do we need all of those? Like, there are a bunch of things in here, brother. I don't think we need these. Yeah.
Those
Here's
all came from another template, I think.
yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete all of it, and I'm gonna have only these thing. Yeah, I'm actually gonna just have this, and I'm gonna just say fuck you. And this is server, and this is server. Ah man, it's so much better. I'm so glad I swapped the keyboard. File handler example. I see.
Hmm.
Oh, here's a web server. Oh. Chunked hello world cookie. Hello world event source. Event source is kind of funny. Yeah, this is the same. This is the same. This is probably also the same. And then there's the init. Internal
Oh, I see. It's an event
functions.
source because it's doing server side events. I
Yeah,
see.
but I just want like a stateful example. That's what I'm looking for. Let's actually also compare our source. Um,
Well, typically it's not actually idiomatic for the HTTP server. Well, I say idiomatic in terms of web stuff. But then again, most people doing web stuff are crazy, so maybe they probably don't actually follow this. But the original intent was that the HTTP server, in and of itself, should not be stateful. It may sit in front of something stateful, like a database,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
HTTP server.
I know, but we don't have a database. That's like because if we had a database, this would not be stateful at all, and we would just have as we did with Lyceum, and that's fine. But I don't want to go to the hassle of having a database right now. I just want to have something that I'm gonna keep rolling around and changing it and adding more stuff into it and looking up to it and all that stuff. I just want that.
Uh,
And this should be possible given that what we learned with Lyceum, because with Lyceum, our state for the server was the database connection.
Actually, I think there's an example in Lyceum of how to do that.
But that's the thing. We didn't use Cowboy. We
No,
used
no, 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 no,
something completely different.
no, 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 no. But it's not. It's not related to the database. It's just normal Erlang stuff that you can do in LFE just as well.
I don't think that's correct, but I will try.
The example is in. I don't remember where it is actually. Let me just.
I'm pretty sure we are talking about different things because what you were saying I think is in the dispatcher. Yeah, it's in the dispatcher. This is where we have the database stuff. How is this not?
That's not what I'm talking about actually.
Okay, so then I don't know what example you're talking
Let me see.
about. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just pick this file and call it a day. I'm just gonna say boom 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 boom.
It's in the map generator, Lemos.
It's in the map generator.
Yes.
Map. Okay, there it is.
The resource inserter is a stateful, well, it's intended to be used as a stateful thing. Well, it's actually, oh, you didn't do a poll after I did a less silly name, I guess.
In certificator.
Yeah, but that thing is stateful, actually.
Well, of course it is, but that's not what I'm talking about.
No, 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 it totally is. You see, the way you use it is you spawn a process using this function and passing an empty list as an accumulator, and you get a PID from that for the running process, right?
I'm back.
Yeah.
And then you can send messages to that process saying to either, well, you can send a raw resource that will be appended to the list, or you can send a stop, and that's going to actually stop the process and return the entire accumulator. To make this thing be stateful and not die eventually, you just don't stop after you extract the state. You just do a
Yes.
tail call with the same ACK
Which is like
afterwards.
this. But
Yeah,
doing the tail call with the yeah, we did this before as well.
yeah. Basically, where it gets the stop, well, first of all, we wouldn't call it stop because it wouldn't actually stop it, but then you just do, okay, After sending the accumulator to the PID, you just tail call again, and the process will stay alive.
Sure. Yeah, that definitely can work. Hello, Magit.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So what have you guys discussed in the meantime?
I was just trying to understand what is the purpose of each file because I think we combined a bunch of templates from different places, and I don't think that's going to be very useful.
Well, yes, but I don't think we combined stuff, did we?
No, I think it happened before you joined. Like this was happening when I was doing it with Marinho, and then I left. And we were kind of like, okay, there's this piece from this example, and there's another piece from another example, and so on and so forth. So right now I'm just like grabbing a simpler example with less code, so then you don't have to have unnecessary stuff in here.
Okay.
And I was asking Marinho, how are we planning on how are we planning on having the state? Because we don't have a database, right? We don't have a database, which
We have
means
Ninja.
that our state is not being held via a
We have
database.
Ninja.
Sorry?
We have Ninja.
Well, we have Mnesia, but I was kind of thinking of doing the trick that Marinho was just explaining, which was happening in the map generator. So in the map generator, as silly as it is, we needed something that would exist and would do some stuff for us on the side. And then what Marinho was explaining is that we could do the same kind of trick in here when starting the application in LFA. We set a process that will keep, like, it will be basically receiving the stuff that the handlers will say, like, oh, this handler said that you should actually, I don't know, Mageta discarded a piece X or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Then this process would have like a, a struct, a map that we would look up Mageta's pieces and do the operation on top of it and keep like recurring on it.
Here, Lemos. Here's how you encode a mutable cell in Erlang.
Yeah, so yeah, this example here. Uh, that's not what I want. And I did the wrong shortcut. I think that's why that happened. Like this. Yeah, so this is how you do it in Erlang, right? But to
Yeah,
do
you
it
just
in LFA, you need to do that fun,
Mm-hmm.
and then we I don't know play, and we're gonna have the state in there. So state, and then in here we're gonna do some stuff, but we need to keep doing the tail call as you can see here. And we also need to receive inside the state we're gonna have also the PID of the parent process, which is probably gonna be the session handler of the session that we are playing right now. And then we keep recurring. We keep recurring. So play, and that's not how you do that. So like this, and then like this, and then
Do
you
you
keep
need any?
go
Do
on.
you need any? Do you need a call like on our own LFA to do tail call?
no, you just do a normal call at the end,
So
as far as I know.
so no like recur things like that.
No, recur is a silly hack because the JVM doesn't support tail calls and Clojure wants easy interop,
Yeah,
so it
but maybe you
compromised.
simply copy the syntax, right?
Yeah, but they do have closure interrupt, no, closure compatibility, right? Do they have recur?
What? Why would they? You can just call the function and it works.
I know, but my
Marinho,
get
you will be very surprised at how
yeah,
stupid decisions are made, man.
yeah. I think exactly. I think you'd be very surprised. We just need to understand how to do the pattern matching on LFA. And then I have a question. So, is the plan to do something like this, Marinho? So, like, you grab this line, you throw it in here. That's not what I wanted to do. You throw it in here.
Yeah, you do a spawn, you say which
Damn. Okay, so you're saying essentially, play, well, state manager, I don't know,
you can just call it a game, right?
spawn, sure, game. And then in there, we're gonna pass a few arguments, which I'm gonna guess play.
The
Actually,
first
no.
argument,
It's
no, the first
server
argument
app
is
and then
yeah,
play
the
and
first
then
argument
the
is the name of the
text.
module. The second argument is the name of the function, and the third argument is a list of parameters to call the function with, which will be the initial parameters for the process.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
So
have something default in here,
yeah, so basically you would put the initial state there, essentially.
which is gonna be an empty map, as far as I'm concerned. I have a question. So how how do we pass? What is this thing? What is this list in here? Is this the argument to the handler?
No, that's another argument for the compile for the that needs to be in the tuple inside of the this garbage for the compile.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is a
think it's for the
triplet, right? So
handler.
we have a triplet with the
Actually,
path.
wait, that might be for the handler. I'm not sure, but it's always empty, like on the examples I found. It could be for the handler,
Oh,
right? Initial parameters,
interesting.
something like that.
Interesting.
I
Because
think you can do something with that, but I don't know what.
yeah, my thought process is like, okay, I'm gonna actually spawn this. This is gonna return me the PID of the game, and I just throw that in here, and then done. Like that's it. That should be it. That's what I have in mind. And then we make some sort of, well, um, I don't know. I think this is a list of arguments. So how do you make an empty map in LFA?
Just the empty constructor, same thing.
So open curly braces.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
actually it's this.
that's not a map. It's
Yeah,
a map is the
this thing.
yeah lowercase m, right?
Either works. It's not actually case sensitive in that case.
No, it is not. Interesting.
Okay, now how do you do the receive in LFA?
Receive, literally that.
But is that a function? Do I put parentheses?
Uh, it's a form,
It's
right? Yeah.
it's probably a special form, yeah.
So like
And then you
this.
just put the patterns, like combed.
Yeah, but this is wrong. So I need to
I
do
like pictures
this,
actually in this case.
and then this.
I might be wrong, but I think you need another list, right? Surrounding it.
You mean like this?
Yeah, like combed. When yeah, something like this for
Ah,
each.
I see. Well, in this particular case, I don't matter. I don't care about what is
Um,
in here.
by the way, it's not.
I'm hearing.
Here's the thing. You gotta do. Okay, that works. But one thing, when you're pattern matching a variable, right? Anything written is already a variable.
Anything written is already a variable.
So if you write PID in caps, like uppercase P, that's the same as like PID in lowercase, right? So it's not symbols versus.
Yeah, but this is not. The PID doesn't even exist. You need to do a
I know
lookup.
it's because you were putting that on the pattern.
I am putting that in a pattern. I thought the
You
pattern
were.
would be the
You
wildcard in
removed
here.
it, but you were. That I'm just calling attention to that.
Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. Cool. So now we need to do a lookup on this map, which I already forgot the syntax again. Lookup, look, map, Erlang, maps. Oh, that's actually true. We need to put the PID. This cannot be an empty map, right? We need this to actually have an entry in here. Like, I don't know, session. And I think the syntax it was. I just noticed I swapped two keys on my keyboard. Let me swap them here. So this is in here.
Or swap the keycaps.
Yeah, I swapped the keycaps today.
That means you look at your keyboard.
No, I was typing and it was having me semicolons.
Demos.
Uh, how do I get my own PID? I forgot as well.
Self.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
like
think it's
self like
so.
this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but is this the syntax in LFA to do that? I doubt.
No idea.
By the way, I'm pretty sure if you do a map like that, that's actually just a literal map containing a key and a value, and you actually don't need the colon equals, by the way.
You mean just doing like this?
Not like
Yeah,
map.
but if you just do that, that's actually not gonna be evaluated, I don't think.
Sure, but then what do I do?
There is a function. Well, I'm
Map
not sure if it's a function or a special form, but it's called map.
that composes a map, right?
That creates a map, yes, and it actually evaluates the arguments, the members of the map, the entries, I should say.
That's a function called map, you guys said. Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
Doesn't it pick a state menu? Oh
What do
no,
you mean?
that's the map add, right? What was the function we used yesterday? The first needs to be a key. Is the session a
Yeah, you
key?
need to quote the session
You
actually.
need to quote. Yeah.
Quote. Okay. Oh, so this is how you make symbols.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know, good to know. But how do I
Uh,
do the fucking get? No, here it
map
is.
get of the
Map
map.
gets. Okay. Do def funds have like built-in let?
You
Does
can
anybody know?
pattern match on the arguments. Yes.
Oh, I know what you're saying. You're telling me that I can do. Man, we did this so many times in early. I already forgot. Player, I think. Yeah. I think what you're telling me is that I can do stuff like this, right? I think that's what you're telling me, right, Mageto?
Wait. Sorry. What
I
is
think
it?
you're telling me that I can do stuff like this, right?
Let me see where you're
Pattern
pointing.
matching on the map itself.
Yes.
So
Unpack it.
stuff like session.
But you need another list, which you don't have.
Wait, but that's not how this works, right? I cannot just do this. This is a Lisp.
You need another list,
I need another list.
and you need a syntax for a map. So M and then blah blah.
M parentheses.
Uh, Folks, I'm going back to work. It was nice
Go
talking
there.
to you guys, but I gotta go. Otherwise, I'm gonna get distracted and it's not gonna work out.
Have
Sure.
fun, buddy.
Have fun. You're
I'm
not
not
gonna
sure if
get.
I will be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah, exactly. Don't don't take it too seriously. Don't
I'll
take that
try
too
not to.
seriously.
But thanks for the well wishes, I suppose. Um,
See ya.
well, talk to you guys later.
Maps
See ya.
LFA link. Ah. Okay, so
I think
where are
it's just
the
equals lemons in the map. It's
sorry?
not the. I think on that you can just do equal in the map.
Like this?
Yeah.
Really?
But you need another parentheses before the red one.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay. That's a
Uh,
really weird way to do that, but
Not. But wait, you need to encapsulate the scope in which you're patterning, like matching this guy. So you put the receive be in the red as a second parameter of the red parameter of the red parents. See?
wait. What?
Go back
This?
one. Yes,
That doesn't make any sense, man.
it does because you need to put the. This is what happens if you match on that case. If you match otherwise, you match someone other way. In this case, it's dumb because you're just matching like this, right? Well,
Ah. Yeah, but what is the syntax to do this, by the way? This is definitely wrong. This is not correct.
it's first of all you put the key as quoted session.
Quoted, because this is an atom. And do I just do this?
Yes. I think
Okay.
I actually put equal, right? As far as I
Oh,
know.
you do put equal, but this
Yes, you
equal?
do. I would put the normal equal. That's what I have seen, I think.
Okay, so let me see if I understand what the heck is going on. I'm pattern matching a map in the first argument of this function called play. And if this matches, I'm actually grabbing from the atom key session, binding to this label called session the value out of this map, and calling the entire map state. Is that what's going on here?
Yes.
Okay. In this particular case, we don't need anything else, so I guess I'm just gonna remove these things and just call it a day. This is basically doing nothing, essentially. I would like to have a print though. So how do you do progn in LFA?
How do you do program? Well, program.
Oh, it's just that.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you do the formatting shit?
Ooh, good luck. It's IO format and then the string with the same way as Erlang, and then you do a list with the things.
I I've passed in here,
But
buddy.
one thing on the outside, you see that the state you put it there.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to do colon equal there.
Colon equal
Yes,
there.
there. Like the same you were doing. No, no, like not the rabbit. Yes, this.
That's weird, but okay. That's hella weird, man. But okay. Okay, now if we go to the handler in here, which by the way, uh, where is the handler? Handler. This we are calling this function, right? Handler. Calling this function. Marin, Agueta?
I'm calling what? Sorry.
We are calling a function called handler, right?
No, we're calling a module called handler.
Oh, we're calling a module.
I mean, you're calling a thing inside the module, right? And
What
then it
what is the
will
thing inside the module that we're calling?
init, I
Init?
suppose. Yes, and then it will try to redirect internally with the content types provided, and then it will see which one it matches, and then it will call the
How
function
are
on that.
you connecting the content types provided to the
It's a
init?
behavior, right?
It's a behavior.
Yeah, it's an Erlang. Cowboy uses behaviors
Yeah, but it's not
on
written
the
in that in
module.
here.
Yeah, but if it sees the things, that doesn't matter.
Okay. How do we get our stuff though? Because if you remember, in here we are passing the game to it, right?
Hmm.
How do we get that out in the handler?
That's a good question. I think it's part of the
State?
rec.
Or it's
I
part
don't
of
know
the
if it's rec.
request?
I think so, right? It's what you're
Damn.
sending. Actually,
Damn.
no, wait. Request would be what the client sends. What
Exactly.
the application is sending has to be state, yes.
Okay, so as far as my understanding goes, I guess we should be able to IO
Yeah,
format
print both. Let's see.
this, and then we put state in there and see what the heck happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any instructions on these examples on how to run this shit? Make file. The
Awesome.
answer is no. To build the example, run the following command: make.
Man, ignore this. This is some old shit with using escriptize.
Really? I don't want
Man,
to
just
keep
run the
running the repo, man. But
rebar
okay.
3 LFE repo and run.
Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want to do.
And that's exactly what you will do.
And it's failing phenomenally. Okay, actually had an error. So line 25. I don't have lines. I keep forgetting. What is the thing?
Display line numbers.
25. This. Okay. Function state 0 is undefined.
Function state 0. Oh, it's understanding the. Wait, did you put parentheses? I can't see the
I Yeah,
blue
this.
thingy very well. Is that other? No, those are squared brackets.
Yeah, those are
What?
square brackets. How do you
Why is
print
there?
in LFA?
Well, it's a list, but that's a syntax of a list literal. Can you do list instead? Like open parentheses list? Yeah,
That would be kind of weird.
that's strange. Yes.
It fixed it. Bad map on server app. Line 12. Bad map. So apparently this is not how you do it.
Put the colon on the session.
Put the column in here.
Yeah, I saw it without this, but let's see.
Nope, same problem. And
Hmm.
there's also this, whatever this is.
Ah, and it is unreadable.
App compile failed. And we also have a bunch of stuff. LFA init, rebar 3 LFA, process undefined. Okay, I guess we need to search how to do. Man, didn't you find a link before on how to do those type of very trivial things in LFA?
There's docs,
There's
like
docs.
GitHub. I sent on the chat here.
You sent in the
Is it here?
chat.
Yeah, it is. Just to scroll up.
Where it is, please?
Just scroll up on the chat here. It's the
I'm
first link.
scrolling up all the way to 2 months ago,
What?
and I'm
Man,
not finding it.
here one is.
Oh, it's not yours. Okay, it's Marinho's.
Yeah, but I sent this on the Mahjong thing as well.
Ah, okay. Okay, comments, def fun. Okay, I want maps. Maps, thank you. Maps are written as this. The
Key
empty map is
value
also
hidden.
valid.
Oh, remove the equal.
Which one?
The on the session.
Eh, like this.
Yeah. Let's see. Cause the thing's just pairs, right? Doesn't care. Nope.
Okay,
Oh
that's
wait, it's
something.
something else. Is
Yeah, no,
what?
now it's complaining that
Play one
function
is
play one is
undefined.
undefined.
Uh,
What do you mean?
I think it doesn't have display one available when it's trying to call by another module. Where are you trying to call play one? Oh,
Here.
you're trying to pass there.
Do I need to put arity in this as well,
Yes,
like
you
this?
do. Yes, but
Is that
that
it?
you need to quote it, right?
I need to
Quote
quote it.
hashtag hashtag quote hashtag. It's both. It's the opposite, right? So it's
Ah,
hashtag quote. Sorry,
okay.
I think it's hashtag quote. I don't remember. It's
No,
DSP.
no, it's the same thing.
You can do function before it and it will work, I think. Let's see.
Bad application form. Bad application form. That's interesting.
Wait, it's application form. I
Are you sure we need to put the arity in there?
you do. You need to identify any symbol for a function.
But we
Verity
didn't do that on the other one, on the Erlang one.
here.
Okay,
Well, Erlang, it's Erlang.
19. Illegal characters. P. So it is this? No. Okay, illegal characters. Okay. Yeah, so I guess you're right. So there is something that we need to identify. Yeah, in the Erlang one, we don't have to do any of that shit. I wonder why. And here we have.
Here. So you need to pass hashtag quote and then the function slash arity
Oh.
like this.
Yeah, but that doesn't work.
What does it say?
Well, function play slash one is undefined.
Let's think why.
Server symbol server app is unbound. Maybe this also needs to be a symbol. Okay.
Uh,
Bad application form. Is this how you do a let star in LFA?
yes, this is right.
Let star.
It is right. I know that.
Okay,
The
but
let's start.
yeah, but then what is wrong in here?
It's probably something on the
Spawn function
top.
Erlang.
I think it's the first thing of the spawn is a bit weird.
Yeah, you need to put the module name and then the name in the args. yeah, this returns you a PID, and you need to put the module name, which is the one that we are currently, server app. Then the name of the function that's going to be running the process. In our case, is play1, and then the list of arguments, which is in our case is just um, it is just a map, and that's it. What is the problem?
Oh, okay. So you can pass to the spawn just a simple uh, quoted thingies. The
Thingies. That's very specific, Mageta.
It's very specific. You can see one example where the guy is doing a. Oh, that's very nice. He's doing a PID. He does, yeah, which is your game in that case.
Yeah, but
Uh,
how do I do that?
and then he's just calling like hashtag slash the thing with Verity. Uh, oh man, wait, play should have no argument.
What doesn't have an argument?
Play, right?
Well, it does. This is the argument.
How will it send stuff to it?
Well, I don't understand the
How?
question.
So the spawn. Okay, there's a spawn 3 as well, right? There's a spawn 2 and spawn 3.
Ah, yeah,
Uh,
separarities. Yeah,
yeah, so spawn 3, I think you send parameters, values to
yeah,
it.
pretty much. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is exactly what you're trying to do here. So
Yes.
spawn, then we have the name of the module, then we have the name of the function, round trip. And this doesn't have any of those things.
Just simple. But that's the same thing. Well,
And then function play1 is undefined. And then you pass.
or it is sending a list with both things there. Can you put a list instead? Like back quote?
Yeah, let's try to do. Man, it's getting more lispier as we go along. So now it's a list with only
Uh,
one element.
that don't forget to back to comma
Comma
before
this,
the
I
map.
guess.
No, before the map.
This.
Yes,
Looks terrible. Lispers, man.
it is beautiful.
And it doesn't do shit. It doesn't do shit, actually.
It's still undefined.
Still
Ah,
undefined.
uh, I think you need to export the round trip. Can you put there on the export? Uh,
Wait, you
play.
think you need to export? No, no way.
Well,
I'm gonna be pretty
okay.
pissed if that's the case.
PlayStation 1.
No,
I don't think it worked.
no, 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 no.
What the
But
heck,
I
man?
noticed something different though. In his example, he does only one set of parentheses, not twice. So,
Because it's not pattern matching the values.
oh, you think it's because of the pattern matching? I see.
Can you do? Let's do this simple. Cut this map definition, this map pattern you did there, the
Mm-hmm.
end. Put state there on the parameter. Close. Like yeah. And then inside, yes, do before the receive, do a match.
Is that how you do that?
Then, yes, and then you put the thing you cut. Yes.
But shouldn't
Remove
I
the
put
state.
the state here first?
No.
Sure.
Ah, yes, you should. Never mind. I said no without thinking of what I was saying to know.
Uh,
Yes, you're right. I just
this,
want to be disagreeable.
of
Uh,
course. You wouldn't be
yes,
my Mageta if that was not the case. Like
you're
this?
gonna see me and Belani in the same room. Yeah. I think you need another parentheses between both.
Both what?
This go down. This guy, the pattern, right, and the product.
Ah, this
Yeah,
and this.
this looks ugly
Jesus
as well.
fucking Christ. Bad application form.
Now it's line 13, which is the parameter. I think it's some man bad application form. It's certainly some missed comma.
Yeah, I think it's just that's not pattern match. I don't we're not using this right now. I don't really care. So let's just do it like this and see what happens. Uncaught error in rebar core. When submitting a bug report, please include the output of rebar 3 report your command. Well, it didn't work, but it did something. I cannot test it, but it did something. You don't have any idea on how to fix all of this nonsense.
I can't even read this.
Well, it's a bunch of the error messages that we hear. Well,
That we are used to.
yeah, we are used to it, but maybe you're not that used to it. But we had these
No, I'm
problems
definitely not.
like a lot. Um, the
Which
problem
makes
is
me
that we
think
never used
how
LFA
easy it is to
before.
shoot yourself in the foot doing this.
We are using LFA, which is not exactly the same as the Erlang thing that we were using before. Yeah, we have to discover what the heck's going on. But this works in your machine.
It was supposed to. Not sure if it does right now.
Okay. Well, we can try to figure this out during the week, but that's no problem. But anyway, so how much time we have left? We have a lot of time left. So let's do
Ooh.
it this way. Do you let's ask a couple of questions. Let's assume that this works. Let's just assume that this works. Um, assuming this works, my question to you is the following. Oh, we need to see this happening because I want to see if this prints. Okay, so let's actually commit add play function to test state.
Can you delete the file name trash? There.
Sure. Delete trash. Okay, so now pull in your side and let's see if it works in your computer.
What if it doesn't, Limbs? What would you do?
Now, if it doesn't, we are fucked. And I'm gonna have
We
to
are.
discover what's wrong.
I forgot how you quit, so
No, we do. We also. I also forget all the time. Check if you can make it work because it was not working for me.
um
It worked.
looks like you did, yes.
Could you try to call a start function in there? Just call start, like open parenthesis start, close parenthesis.
Yeah, but from where?
From
Here.
no, there is a function. No, no, not this start. There is another function start that I did. I think it's in on the sup file.
What supervisor? Why would you do it there? Server, I
It's
think
either
you
it's
could.
either on the server. Yeah, this one.
I think you will need the. You need extra. Oh, it actually worked. It
Nice.
needed all the dependencies.
Okay, which
Okay.
command are you running on Emacs to run the repo?
You need to be on a folder inside of the thing, and then meta shift 7, which is like ampersand. So it's just meta ampersand. So meta shift 7, and then it spawns a sync thing. And then I just do, well, do PID so you know where you are. And then you do it again, and then you do CD, double dot, end, so ampersand, ampersand, rebar 3, LFE repo.
Damn.
Very archaic trash.
Okay.
What do I do to test this again? Let me see.
Yeah, just call whatever you did to get the hello world.
So just DWW.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, go back to the repo. Did it print anything? It did.
Uh,
It did print game. Fuck.
which is bullshit, right?
Actually, that is incorrect. That is bullshit. Why?
That is totally correct because this was a list with quoted.
Ah, backtick. Man, I keep hating those things. Ah. Try it again, please.
You need more hatred, You need more hatred. I don't think I need to restart, right? It should.
Well, it's Erlang. We shouldn't have to do that. But it didn't fix it. I
Yeah,
wonder
sir.
why.
Um, Let me actually do the normie text for this. Oh, but it's polluted. Yes.
And it's getting worse. It's getting very lispy.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, I find it very syntax pollution in those type of lisps, man. Look at that shit. There are backticks, commas, and then hashtags.
Looks beautiful.
Sure, buddy. Sure. And
Yeah,
it didn't change anything.
it didn't. Let me try to reload it just in case.
Yeah, I
So,
think reloading
and
it's
how
gonna.
do I? How was? What was the command to quit Erlang? Halt.
I think it was halt.
Okay.
And now we just went to DWW and see if we have a PID in there, and we don't. Okay, so something is really wrong.
And I'm just spawning EWW things. Yeah.
Why? Why game is on a PID and it is in fact just the atom game? That's really
Oh man,
confusing to
this
me.
is. I think this already quotes garbage. Let me do the dummy approach. So this is a list. Should be this. And then we go to the we pick the game here. That should work. And then not this, definitely. Two. And then we go to the handler. Where did you put the game?
26.
State. Here. So we're just listing it. That should print the content, yes.
Yeah, I just want to know what the heck is there.
Hmm.
And in theory, it should be a PID,
Yes, sir.
but
Should.
it isn't. Why?
Let's see if this works with this new syntax. The problem of doing this is that in which scope is it replacing, right? Should replace the server app trash, and I killed it. So I can't really hot reload this. Uh, yeah, I should put this on the boot, please. I will go crazy typing.
That's true.
Oh, there you go.
Yes! Yes!
So it
Okay, what was the
was.
solution?
So we were using these. For some reason, this thing here, it it makes everything become a unevaluated. Don't know what's the. This should be equivalent to a list, right? So I think it is equivalent to the quoted
Yeah.
list, like this.
Yeah, anyway, so now what we need to
Actually,
do.
let me check that right now. So this, not this, it's this after all. Thank you. Um,
Rabbit.
True. defined. Oh, gosh. Maybe the syntax. With single one, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, but with this, it does. With three, it doesn't have. Weird. Okay, so that works. We have the PID, and it should ping this garbage here, right? If we send things.
No, not necessarily. Now go back to the handler
If we
and
send the
in
handler.
in one of the endpoints, you need to do a PID exclamation mark to the state to what we have in the
Let's do
state.
here.
Yeah,
So, so
that's
this
weird as fuck. That the
and
exclamation mark is enough. It works like a function.
state, and
You
then we
can put
send
whatever.
what?
You can put whatever in there. It doesn't matter.
I love trash.
Sure. And then we
That's
should
it.
have another print coming from the other process now.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
Let
call
me
the
see if
AWW now.
let's see if evolving this will work. I don't think it will because this function is in another scope. So
Sure.
I need to understand that yet.
No?
Yeah, it doesn't. So if I kill this, yeah.
Can't you
Yeah,
just do meta
yeah.
p on
No,
that?
because it loses the unless I store the commit history. So like when I spawn the same process, it will be smart enough to pick it up. But more trouble. It would be better if we actually incremented the LFA mode, because you actually can run LFA. Yeah, here you can run this, and that has integration with like Control C and that. But
Ah, that sounds yeah, that's useful as
we
fuck.
need to overload the command. Like we need to use an Emacs advice, something like that, because otherwise we can't pick the rebar 3, right? We're not running LFA on the terminal. We're running rebar 3 LFA REPL to pick up the dependencies, right?
Sure.
Uh,
Try
okay.
to
So,
EWW now.
in fact, I'm using this to test Animax. Nope.
But it is kind of hanging now.
Nope.
Oh. Okay, so that means
I mean, I guess he hit here. HML. JSON. Oh, maybe it's hitting text.
uh, oh, of course it is. Look at the message. Hello world as text.
Yes, of course.
Stupid.
Text.
Yeah, but
Let me see if involving this will work then.
the arguments we're not gonna be able to tell the difference between the arguments because you don't use the arguments.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, so long as he hits who? Benin?
No. It was my phone, not Benin.
Okay. I heard his voice. I was like
Yeah, it was my
perplexed
phone.
myself. Okay, so I couldn't hit it. Yeah, this sucks. I have to
Yeah.
how
We are not leveraging the interactive part of the Lisp.
and we gotta figure this out because you see the problem, right? So I'm defining a thing in this module. If I let me just try to make this work and then I'll figure that. Uh,
Yeah, just see if it prints. If it prints, I'm happy for today.
ser- server start.
Because then it's just a matter of writing the data structures now.
Uh,
That's bad.
it exploded.
Okay. Crash
Um,
report. Cowboy request process. Line
send
57.
crash. 390.
Bad arg and stack trace.
I don't understand what's going on. Help!
Are we using the exclamation mark properly in LFA? Because you
I
kind of assumed it is a function.
no, I looked in
Oh, it
the
is a
thing.
function. I
How,
just saw it. Yeah, it is a
yeah.
function.
Uh,
Um, Okay, can you go back to the?
I can send whatever, right? I can send
Yeah, you can
text.
send whatever. You can send whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh wait,
What?
that sends bytes, I think. So
No, but doesn't matter. We don't care about what we're receiving on
might
the other end.
matter if I do this.
I don't think that's the problem. Send a number. Who cares?
Would you burn your hand? Would you put your hand to say that, Lemus?
What? That doesn't matter.
Yes.
Sure.
Seems like you did not burn your hand today.
Yeah.
Uh,
It,
oh,
we know this from before. You can send whatever you want. What I don't understand is, wait, is there anything useful in there? So file home magenta.
yeah, that's the same thing. It's just the bytes, right? There's a bit string.
Yeah, but hmm.
That
Oh, of course, of course, of course. We're just stupid.
why?
The state is a list. That is not a PID by itself on the handler side.
Oh, the state is a list. Oh, I see.
Yeah, we
So
we
how
need
do we pick a
actually.
thing? Is it alt zero or lists nth zero? Is
It's
that?
even worse. But okay, that works. Apparently, it's not like that. There's no way. There's no way that was the solution to that problem. Yeah, that's not it. I don't think that's the correct function. Let me see. Lists Erlang.
The
You're
basic
using
yes.
nth. Uh, no, it's actually the number first. You're right.
The number first. Oh, that's the cursive
Mi-
actually.
It is the number first. Yeah. Why is it not working though? Could you try
No
using
problem.
brackets instead of quote and parentheses?
Brackets are cringe, man.
I know.
Undefined function. The
Why
module
is
is
that?
list.
The module is lists. Yeah. I don't understand what's the problem. No. Yeah. No. That.
That would be a silly no function clause matching.
That would be terrible. That would be actually pretty terrible. Okay, let's try to. I don't know. Can I? Uh, man, it is lists. I'm 100% sure of that. It is lists. Why that doesn't work? I have no clue.
Huh, that's so weird.
That's really weird.
Lists nth. Yes.
Could you try not
Mhm.
putting the module just nth and see what happens?
I'm use the normal list. You mean just these? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think we
remove yeah,
remove.
remove that. No.
This requalified.
Yeah, but
Needs to be like this.
why
That's
is
the
not like
same as
that?
my own.
No, I don't think it's because of our arity at all. It's saying undefined function, almost like. Do you have to import stuff in the
No,
REPL?
no, man, that's absolutely don't have to. Absolutely no.
Okay. I don't know if I believe you, but lists, functions, LFE Erlang. Okay, here it is. Docs.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, in the example that they have in the
Yeah, I think we
docs.
do have index.
Yeah, but why that function doesn't exist?
It's an Erlang function, man. It should.
Well, it's a lists function, not an Erlang function.
Well, yes, but Erlang, like written in the bin.
Oh yeah, it is written in the beam as far as I know. That's kind of cringe.
Very.
Dedicated to handling
Oh, it
lists.
worked.
Wait, what?
Oh, what the f? I didn't see the message. So it
It
starts
is
regardless.
one based.
Ah! No! Why would you do that?
Marie would be cringy right now.
Why would you do that? Okay, so you don't need the arity here. It's only if you're doing.
Yeah, that would be even more cringe if you needed the arity without phone call.
Ooh, that's so bad.
Okay, but now that doesn't matter. Just do the one in the handler and let's call it. Let's
That
see if
is
it works.
so bad.
Marie's gonna love it. I
I'm
actually
not
forgot about that.
happy.
Okay, so
Oh
apparently,
man,
so it's one based. Damn. Yeah, that was good.
that was not good at all.
And what? Oh, of course.
Of course, I have to do the ritual.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. Let's just save it and commit. And now it's just a matter of well, understanding how to run it because rebar 3 LFA repo doesn't work on my machine. And we also need to start thinking about how we're going to model the state of the game.
I let's try one thing on your machine real quick.
Sure.
'Cause that's what I'm using. Fix PID calls and uh, and calls and and dispatch background.
Well, but even if it's one based, the fact that it said undefined function is pretty terrible.
It is. I mean, it said two messages actually. Undefined blah blah, and another was something like invalid something. I don't know. Can you run these here, Linus, on your terminal? And I suppose you're doing Nix develop, right?
Yes, I'm using DRAM.
Start a new garbage and do this. Just Nix shell and then run on top of that. Rebar 3, LFA, REPL.
Sure. Let me actually grab the commands. Oh, you think it's because the flake is broken?
I think so because it's broken for me. I can't really open the.
But that would be really weird because we have the same things that you're using there. That would be like, yeah, it is loading another environment for me here, but that would be very weird. Like, very, very, very weird. Okay, it did some stuff. Rebar 3, LFA, REPL. Huh.
It worked.
Well, I
So
don't
it
know.
is.
Server? No.
Uh, oh, you're not on the server folder.
Ah,
Quit. Control
halt.
D. Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe we're gonna get the same place now.
No.
Not really. That was a
What?
little different.
Maybe I pushed some.
Illegal parentheses. Magenta committing
Mm,
crimes. Look at that.
how did I do that though? Well, check
Server
that.
app LFA line 24. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Dead application form. Man, how is that?
What?
How was this running on your thing? What?
Is this still running? That's the question we gotta ask.
That doesn't make any sense. Compiling server.lfa,
Oh no,
line
yes,
19.
legal. What? What? Did I save something I shouldn't have? Let's see. Uh, wait. I'm finding something weird there. No, that's fine.
Yep,
Man,
there was an illegal parenthesis in there.
search for Unime Express Meta X parents. Check parents there. What is that? That's wrong.
No, no,
Is
no.
there
There was an extra thing in here. I removed it.
Yeah, but if there was an extra thing in there, where did it come from, right?
I have no clue.
But if you clear that up, it fails because
It fails because there's a bad application form somewhere
online
in here.
19. Online 19 is from the beginning. What the heck?
Yeah, what is
Let's
the
see.
difference between this function and yours?
Applic. Well, none. I'm also getting that issue.
But
Read
what?
save.
I'm s-
Yes.
what?
I don't understand either. Yes.
We just made
Uh,
this work, and now it doesn't.
oh man, remove this game. Remove this squared list there. This on the game.
Here?
Yes. Put no, I mean put list as written.
Like this.
Yes. And remove the comma and the backtick on the beginning.
Yeah, what about these brackets?
Those you leave.
No?
That's not an issue. What the heck?
Are you sure this
What
is
is
what
it?
you have in there?
It is absolutely the same code, man. Because when I saved on Emacs, I already closed it. So dumb. Uh, I had something to save, and I pressed yes. I shouldn't have maybe.
Damn.
Oh man, this is so
The
awful.
reproducibility, friends. That's what we call reproducibility in there. Okay, now we don't remember.
Man, the problem was that it was a issue with a backtick not evaluating the game. So we gotta fix that basically. But it wasn't giving bad application form. It was giving something else, right? It was passing through. So I don't think that's the issue. Uh, play, that's not the problem. That line is absolutely correct. The line below, we're just doing HTTP start dispatch, also correct. Man, isn't an error like above on the previous thing? Let's see on display.
Wait a moment. Is this the problem? No.
I don't think
Because
so.
there was the let was kind of like this, man.
Oh,
That seems wrong.
that is wrong. Yes.
Yeah, so I removed it from here and added it in here. Let's set the back tick back.
Yeah.
Are you happy? No.
Actually, put the well. It's so weird.
I think I know what you did. You did some sort of like a parens moving of the parentheses
Yeah,
and that.
removed something out of
Yeah,
place,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then I didn't save, and then when
Well,
I did,
the
it
way
was
that it
wrong.
was before, it was like this. No. What the fuck?
Man, it's some parentheses that are wrong somewhere. Look on the play function before this, because it's failing on the beginning, so maybe it's that.
I found it.
What?
There was an extra parenthesis here that was closing this
Oh,
blue thing.
fix the game again. No. So yeah,
Yeah, I love my
need
new
a.
keys.
I think you need a backtick.
Yes.
Try, but I think you will need a back quote. Yeah, you need a back quote. Can you put there?
I don't think that's the problem, but I will do what you want. You want a back tick, right?
Yes, on this and then on the game. I think that's correct.
Okay, so halt. Uh,
Uh,
eh. Yep. That's not the problem.
what the heck is this?
I have no
Uh,
idea how you're not getting like
that's
this in
another
your.
error though that you're getting now.
Yeah, it is another error, but it is saying
No, I mean from when you tested the first time, right? That's another.
it's saying cowlib now.
Oh, did you fetch the dependencies?
Well, isn't that not happening automatically? Are you kidding me?
Well, it should, right? But do rebar tree
LFA
that.
deps, I think.
I think it's get deps.
Rebar 3 LFA.
I didn't run LFA. I just ran get deps. Oh, which was the same shit.
No, but there is also. Yeah, there is a bunch of Nix things complaining, but I don't think that was the problem. But we can try again. Eh. Server.
Features not allowed. Rebar.
Yeah, bad return and the application cowlib
You're
stopped
getting very
temporarily.
weird shit. I don't think you're being able to pull the dependency. That's the problem.
But why?
Don't know. No idea.
Is it
Kill
because
this.
I'm running the Nix shell?
I am running on the Nick show.
That's true. I need to fix this until next
Can
time.
you
We need
do
to
a
fix.
ls on your home dot rebar 3? Sorry, dot conf slash rebar 3 on your home.
Uh, rebar
No, conf.
conf.
Yeah, config rebar 3. Do a cat on that file. And so you should have it. What the heck, man?
No, but this is also wrong. This is impure and shit.
Oh, it is, but well, should work
Uh,
regardless. Okay, yeah, we gotta fix this
no, but
before the
at
update.
least in one computer, in one, it actually does the callback function that will be
It works
based.
on Marino as well, I think.
Okay. Okay, so the last thing I think we can do is to create a game.lfa, and this is where this function will live. And then in here, we can just copy that. There's no behavior, and the function will be play. And then in here, like so. Does it need to be like that? I think it does. And then in the SRC, we just gonna do it.
Man, can you commit first the thing before you start modifying things around?
Yeah, just move them, and you're gonna test it because my machine doesn't work. And I think that's it. So that,
Send the
that.
lock as well.
Ah, too
Commit the
late.
lock. Yeah.
I will add it later. So add game file for future play implementation.
Okay.
I'm
This
not gonna
was
put the
pretty
lock
back.
because I want if that's gonna fuck your environment, I don't want that to happen. Just share the screen, try one last time, and let's call it for today.
I'm so tired now, man.
We
Uh,
did basically nothing, but we are getting there.
I mean, we did nothing, but I think it was progress.
No, it is progress, and I'm not complaining. Progress is progress. I just want to double check with you if everything works on your side, so then we can call it for today.
So let's see. I'll run server.
Until next Monday, we need to
Here.
figure out what the fuck is going on with this environment shit.
We should probably try to package the dependencies and fix the Emacs thing to load. That's very annoying. Like we're not leveraging the part that matters, which is being
In-
able to use Lisp to do
yeah,
it.
interactive. I agree. I agree. But there's a quicker solution, which is to summon Bene.
I didn't pull. We could, yes. You probably would solve all of our problems.
Yeah, the environment master. There it is, the illegal parentheses.
Yes, it is here.
So I need to fix that for some reason again. I thought I fixed it,
What?
but apparently I didn't.
Oh, I need to fix it again.
I don't know
You're joking
why,
me.
but apparently.
It was on the app, right?
Yeah,
Server app.
app.
It was
I
here.
think, yeah,
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
that.
Trash.
Pretty much.
There we go.
Nice.
Loaded. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
the
now
network
try
works.
to start the server.
Huh?
Now you got the same problem.
Don't know if it's the
Interesting.
same problem.
Interesting.
Is it the same problem? Bad return, server app starts
Line
normally.
19. Oh, maybe
Where are
it's
you
not the same
reading line
problem
19?
actually.
There's
Maybe.
like a lot of garbage here. I can't even read. Oh, here, line 19. So these on the LFA.
Yeah, it's the start function. Once again, it's the start function. You need to. Man, we made
It
this
is
work. I,
called
I don't
Cowboy
understand.
Router. It is failing here. Uh,
How do we keep getting this wrong?
don't know.
It is
Mm,
wait, check if the server's sub start link is inside the let. That's also important.
okay,
It is inside the let or not? Go to the last parenthesis on the next line.
that
No,
is
no,
right.
the
This
last one.
is this inside
It is,
let.
it is, yeah, it is inside the let. Cool.
That is all right. Look by the colors.
Well, the colors are kind of compressed here for me. Compressed the shit.
Man, okay, the arrow changed. I mean, same thing here, but this garbage changed. I think. Oh no, it didn't.
I'm
It's just
almost telling you to like go back the commit prior to mine and man, what the
I
fuck?
told you, Lemos. Can you please commit without the other changes? But I don't think it's the other changes.
I
Hey,
don't
wait,
think
wait, wait,
that's.
wait, wait. Why is it still here?
But I commit that. I just did that.
How is it still here?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Pull. And I'm pulling from. Man, I'm not picking up your commit. Did you push?
Yeah. Did I push? That's actually a good question. Did I just commit and forgot to push? Maybe.
Maybe. That happens to me all the time.
And the answer I think is yes, actually.
Well, the fault is the culprit is Lemos. That's the problem.
Sure. Ah, man, that was getting crazy. Now we are talking.
Yeah, but I use new buffer. No. Ah, kidding me. Play one is undefined. Of
Oh,
course it
remove the
is
arity.
undefined.
Remove the arity because I kind of did it by. Ah, I see. I forgot to remove that. Good catch. Good catch, Magetta. But maybe you also need to remove the arity from line 14. I don't know yet.
But same garbage.
Line 13.
Yeah, so this
What is it
stopped.
saying?
So same
Uh,
garbage. Same
sir,
garbage.
bad return. Can you remove the arity on line 14 just for me to see if that's the problem?
I don't think this is the problem. Man,
Because
it's literally saying here the error is on the cowboy router. Oh, actually, no, bad return. Wait, let's try to read this. Bad return on the start, exit, function clause, cowboy router, compile. So this garbage. And then start clear.
nothing changed in there. Come
I
on.
mean, it is evaluating properly the game. Here you see.
Yeah.
Well, that is 100% correct. Now, the file for this, that's also, I suppose, correct. And then the server app start. True, that's probably an alias for this. Oh, actually, no.
No, it's line
Physics
13. It's
14.
definitely line 13.
Oh, it's like below to here. No, man, like line 13 is the function, right? So
Yes.
if it's a problem, it will not. It will tell you, yeah, it's this whole thing. What in it? I don't
Can you
know.
scroll up in that error? Um,
Useless stuff.
range, cowboy again. Yes, it is in there. It is in there. Error in process with exit value. Yeah, it is on the line 14. Okay. So remove the arity, please.
What if I do this?
We already made this work, man. Just remove the arity. But okay, try that.
No, I didn't. Because if we have more, then we're screwed essentially. So I want to know.
Sure. Go up.
Ay, 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 ay. Why myself?
Please be that. Please be that. But you're right. What if you have two play functions? I don't know.
Nope.
Okay, but can you scroll up then? Yeah, there. So, error in process. There is a map.
Oh man.
What?
Do I need to?
Damn!
Do I
Really?
need to?
Really? That would be kind of impressive because in Erlang you don't have to do that.
Yes, I don't know, but I know this syntax exists, right? So
Well, try it. Why not?
I don't know how it is the syntax though. Uh,
The syntax is
import and then other thing from mod and then okay, so it's like this here. Okay, that's a bit weird, but it makes sense.
oh, it is import. Okay, so
Because I think what's screwing it up is this. So that should expose play here, I assume.
I agree, but no. But that's such a difference from Erlang. Why did they? Why is it so different?
Maybe we just don't know how to use.
Same thing.
Nope.
Yeah, but it is. Oh, the error. Oh no, wait. The error is seems to be exactly the same shit. Let me see if you do that way, you can actually remove the thingy in there. Because there is an example that I found here on the GitHub. Actually, you do. You don't need to put the game dot anymore. The game column, I mean. But does that work with like your own files, or does that is that only with external dependencies?
I didn't follow.
Because like, does the import thingy works
Mhm.
with your own
Oh, true.
files?
Alias means it has a rename. It has, so I suppose it works with other any module, right? In the bin.
Functions
Um,
from other files,
I think. Do you
LFA.
think Bada has this problem?
Which problem?
These imports issues. You
Bada?
think Bada bin?
No, I don't think so. Damn,
Bada
I
bin.
found a presentation on LFA.
Ooh,
Damn. Where is the link that you sent?
the
I
link
think
that I sent on the
yeah, you
media
sent
chat. I mean,
Marin. Yeah, this one. This. Thank you.
it's on the LFA chat as well. Just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
scroll up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So import.
Oh.
Imports. Okay. Okay, so it's basically yeah, it's import from then the name of the module which we called game, then a list of pairs in which the first member is the name of the function and the other one is the arity. That doesn't make sense that you have to do it like that, but
I want to see if it's picking up the scope.
sure.
And it's undefined. So this import is lying to me. It's a lie.
It is a lie. This is still a lie.
I mean, this is not working now. Hmm.
Sure.
What the
We are the only
garbage?
developers that made something work, and then we undid.
We undid it, yes.
We undid. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, man. Like, if I put the game, like the things on the game, LFA, if I pick this garbage and I paste it here, that would work.
No,
Or
that
even
would.
something cursed, like this. No, you're gonna love this one. If I call trash here, that should work.
That would be kind of very weird.
It would be very understandable, but very strange. Still.
No.
No, that doesn't. What the heck? I gotta go inside.
I don't understand
Uh,
why. Like, what the fuck is going on? Wait, do we need to put a behavior in the game?
if we do, I'm going to cry. I don't think we should.
No. But right now it is not doing that. But it's also not working. So, what are we gonna
Trash
do?
is undefined. Sure it is. I just want to play. Oops. Here. Undefined function play 1. Oh, sure. Uh, actually, don't mind this. Oh, is that the case? It's very silly. That is the case. Same trash. Eu vou enlouquecer. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
that
crazy.
that this is stopping to make sense now. I am
How the heck?
pretty confused.
Man, what the heck is going on? I don't even understand why is it failing. Like, what is it actually failing? Like, okay, bad return. Of what? How do you read this? Bad return of what? Type temporary. Hey, this is
Can you
like
scroll
Star
down?
Trek shit, man. Stopped. Temporary. What a load of garbage. Man, let me do this. Halt. I'll start this crap again. And I'll do the old way.
No, but we're just trying to start the server, Maggot. We're not trying to do something.
Load.
Sure.
Oops, no wrench. Calib. Loaded. Cowboy now. Loaded. Now finally the insure application started. Trash. Pure trash levels. This is what it is.
Pure trash. Well, let's have it for today. I'm gonna finish the recording.